Okay. I kind of debated on whether or not putting this review out there or not, but you know what? I'm just going to go for it. Why not? So what game am I going to talk about today? Well, it just came out about a week ago, and that is Redfall. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I have a real big issue with all the reviews and everybody literally shitting all over this game. First of all, it's not a great game. Let's get that straight. It's not a great game. It's a good game. It's not an awful game. What everybody is claiming it to be. And I'm gonna touch on some points as I go along. But one thing I want to stress about is all of us as gamers, we like to get reviews. We like to watch trailers for games and everything else. Got it. We like to hear other people's opinions, and that key word right there, opinions, is exactly what it is. Just like what I'm about to talk about the game. I like the game. I had fun with it. It's a good game. Now, a lot of these reviewers and content creators, they're just jumping on a bandwagon. I've seen so many people doing reviews and throwing up the same footage that other people have found. Bugs, glitches, and everything else. How about talk about the experience you had with the game and show us what bugs or glitches you found or experienced while playing the game? Instead, you're rehashing you're echoing the same crap that everybody else is going along with. It's ridiculous. It really is. And another thing too is this game was coming in hot because prior to it releasing, Arcane released, hey, we're releasing this 30 frames per second on console. For PC it's 60, and I mean, it looks fine to me while playing. So that's number one. Number two, it's gonna get looked under a magnifying glass because it's an Xbox exclusive. For some odd reason, the gaming media, journalists, and all the other content creators and everything, whenever something goes on with Xbox, everybody wants to throw fuel on the fire and turn up the heat and crank everything to 11. I don't understand it. I really don't. Because Nintendo released Pokemon, whatever it was, and it was a broken shitstorm. That game was just terrible. Something else too. Prior to Redfall coming out, 4 days before it came out, Jedi Survivor landed, and in my opinion, it was a bigger technical mess with that game than Redfall was. So what was some of the crap that people were spouting about Redfall? Well, I'll get into that, but let's start it off. This is about Redfall. It's a good game. I had fun with it. Isn't that what gaming is? Is having fun. There's a lot of people out there having fun with it. And then you got all these people just echoing and rehashing, saying the same crap over and over about Redfall. It's like, what, man? And so let's touch upon the story. What is it about? Well, it takes place in this coastal town called Redfall. A vampire invasion has taken over, and they've basically shut off the town from the rest of the world. So you're stuck there. All right. When you start off, you pick a character. Got it. It goes into a little story saying that your character gathered up the rest of the survivors and tried to get out of Redfall on a ferry boat. And that's where the game picks up. Now, the rest of the survivors. Here's my first point that everybody's throwing out there. Oh, the game is empty. The game world is empty. There's nothing interesting around. Why does it look so dead? Okay. If there's a vampire invasion, first of all, the story takes place towards the end of the invasion. The vampire takeover. Do you think the city is going to be alive and people running around and everything else? No. There's not going to be humans in sight. They're all dead. Most of them, anyways. The only people roaming around on the maps is the vampires, the cultist sympathizers, and a military faction called Bellwether. That is it. The world is not empty. You need to get a grasp on what's going on. All y'all are just taking a back seat and just crapping all over this game for no damn reason. The world is not empty. I've ran into so much shit. It's ridiculous. I've heard other people spouting about, whoa, well, why is there puddles of blood everywhere and look like something went on here? You're at the ass end of this. You're it. That's it. Except for people making safe houses, and you do save civilians here and there, but there's not very many people left. I mean, it's part of the story. What are y'all, mental? My God. All right, enough of that. The atmosphere and music and everything else is on point. It creates a creepy atmosphere because it's vampires. You're dealing with it. It's dark and everything else. There is a day and night mode. They have blocked out the sun, but not entirely. It's still kind of light out during the day. There is vampires out roaming around and whatnot. The vampires, they all look generic, kind of, sort of, and then I don't know, the art style for this game, I got used to it, but for some odd reason, everybody's hands is abnormally large. It's whatever. It's a game going for a certain art style. It's not a big deal. Other people are blowing it up though, so it's whatever. So I don't know. Yeah. So some people are saying, hey, these are some PS2 looking ass trees. Oh, man. Really? Wow, man. Like, I'm not playing a game and just looking at all the stuff. The trees look fine. The guy's just throwing certain person who did say this, he's just throwing stuff out there so that way he can, yeah, he's just reiterating crap is what it is. So gameplay is a first-person shooter, and some people are griping, and I've never heard this before. Some people are griping, why do I have to change my sensitivity settings? I understand if this is your first-person shooter that you're playing, but every first-person shooter I play, it always takes a while to get the settings dialed in correctly. I've done this with every first-person shooter game. I'm one of the weird ones that play inverted for starters, and then I need to play at a high sensitivity level again. I've never heard that before. Like, people griping about they have to change the settings. I mean, I did change the sensitivity settings. I did invert it, and then I did read somewhere else that if you turn off motion blur, it does look a little better. And I turned motion blur completely off, and it made the game a lot better in my opinion. And then some people were messing with the dead zones on the controller sticks and whatnot. I didn't do that for this game. It was just fine. So yeah, messing with the settings. The guns, they all sound good. And So you're vampire slaying. So you got pistols, shotguns, assault rifles. The stake launcher was really cool. I did not use it at first because I was like, I don't have very much ammo for this. And then when I did use it, I basically killed a vampire in one damn hit. I was like, whoa. So, oh yeah, and then there's sniper rifles. And one of the more unique weapons is the UV beam. So, all the guns sound good to me. They sound good. The stake launcher, of course, you're slaying vampires, so you need a stake launcher. Through the heart. Whatever. The UV beam, you can use this on the vampires to basically petrify them. And then, I don't understand what the whole red mist, you'll come across this red mist, and it has a mist spewer, and I couldn't, for a while, I didn't figure out how to take care of those. Take care of it with the UV beam. It petrifies it and it stops spitting out red mist. Go up, smash it, it refills your psychic abilities, which I mean, so let's touch on the characters that you can play as. I picked Remy. She's like a ex-military medical personnel, and she built this little helper robot of hers called Bribon. At first, I was like, I think I might have to pick somebody else, but I kind of like playing as Remy, because then you can send your robot buddy out there as a decoy, sacrificial lamb, and then you can just sit back and take out all the enemies. So and then you can upgrade him, and yeah, that's like so when you kill vampires and other stuff, you can refill your meter up that way. And then she also has a rally ability. This is really useful if you're playing co-op. The rally ability, it basically sets up this little perimeter, and inside of it you can heal yourself. That's all it is. Other than that, there's not very many skills, so to speak of. But kind of, if you're playing co-op, it really helps if everybody picks a different character, because each character's abilities complement the others. So I could see that. And I didn't play co-op very long, maybe just a few hours. But other than that, I'm just playing single player, and I'm having fun. And that's what matters, right? So what else is going on here? The missions. Here's another one that everybody's talking about. Oh, the missions are bland. They're boring. They're the same fetch quests over and over. Seriously? Yeah, a lot of them are fetch quests. So Redfall is divided up in districts. In each district, you can find a safe house. When you restore power to the safe house, you then have missions to do in that district to cleanse the neighborhood, make it safer. So, of course, those missions are going to take care of either the cultists or the vampires in that district. And then to cleanse it, well, not completely, because you still have one more thing after you kill the underboss. There's an underboss for each district. You go kill him, you get his underboss skull. Later on, through several missions, you'll realize that each district has a vampire nest. Now, this is cool. I thought the vampire nest would be holed up in some big building or whatever. I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be so reinforced. No, what it is you come across a portal. That's, so to speak of. I have no idea. It goes to some other dark realm or something. And basically what it is it gathers environment sections from that district and makes the vampire nest. You go in and you're there. You'll come across vampires sleeping in like some trance or whatever with little tendrils spitting out of them. If you break those tendrils, you'll wake up the vampire. You have to go deep into the nest to find the heart, and then you have to untether the heart from the corpses of the victims. When you do that, then you can destroy the heart, and then after you destroy the heart, the whole nest collapses on itself in like 20 seconds, and then you can loot, get some weapons and other shit like that. And then once it collapses, it just throws you back out into the real world. And then that's what truly cleanses each district. So I got it. Some of the missions, they're boring and bland. Yeah. It's still fun. It's not, I mean, you're going to complain about that. And other people are complaining about fast travel. It's like, geez, man. You're damned if you do, or damned if you don't. People gripe about games that don't have fast travel. Wow, this game would be so much better if it had fast travel. Arcane put fast travel in this game, and people are bitching about it. Wow, it's just totally insane, man. It's nuts. It really is. It's crazy. Crazy. Another thing too, all these reviews, I didn't find this out until later on in the week when I got there. And then I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I did not hear this mentioned anywhere. This is actually kind of cool. Nobody in the review said it. You know, they're all saying, oh, it's 30 FPS, the world's empty, missions are bland. In Redfall, the first map, yeah, that's right. I said first map. You're going to kill the Hollow Man. He's like I don't know. He's not a vampire god or something. He's a higher tier vampire. You kill him, and then you go to another map. Yeah, you go to another map, and at the moment you can't go back to the first map. There might be an update to fix that or whatever. But anyways, there's a second map. And this place is bigger than the first one. Didn't hear this anywhere. Nowhere, nobody mentioned this. The game is big. It's pretty big. It's enjoyable. Listen. Pick up the controller and form your own opinion. Don't go off of all these people spouting shit, because there are other reviews out there that are giving this game decent scores and saying it's a good game. It's not an awful game. Is it a great game? No, it's not. And people just crapping all over it for no reason is pretty ridiculous. I mean, you don't hear this type of crap with Jedi Survivor, and it came out before Redfall, and it has more technical issues. Granted, it is Star Wars, which I love Star Wars. I'm not going to deny it. I'm in my mid-40s. Of course I love Star Wars. Shit. So, I'm going to wait to get that game until they fix it. Now, speaking of that, what can they do to fix Redfall? Well, they're going to have to deliver on the whole 60 FPS thing. They're going to have to. Arcane, or Phil has come out and said they're working on the game. So 60 FPS is coming. What else can they do? Well, how about having an option to go back to the first map? That would be actually pretty cool, because there's all those side missions, all those collectibles and everything else. If you missed any, you cannot go back. You'll have to start over on a whole new playthrough to find everything. I guess they could add story content. Maybe another part of the island, maybe. They could add additional slayers. And I had a pretty good idea about this. Additional slayers. How about Jack Crow, and Buffy. Now everybody probably knows who Buffy is, but everybody's like, Jack Crow, who the hell is that? Who's Jack Crow? Oh, you should look up this movie called John Carpenter's Vampires. Jack Crow is played by James Woods. That would be pretty damn cool. That would be pretty damn cool. And then I posted that on Twitter, and then somebody made a suggestion. I think his name is Mr. Boom. He suggested Blade. Like, damn, how did I not think about that? But I thought of Jack Crow from a movie, and then Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, Redfall is a good game. It's enjoyable and it's fun. With as little time as I had playing on multiplayer, I had fun. It was really fun. Playing by yourself with some headphones on, the atmosphere, the music is all creepy. It immerses you even deeper. There is issues. The quests, they're all a little generic. Maybe there is some different ones in there. The only thing I haven't encountered any graphical issues at all. The only thing I have encountered is sometimes the AI does some dumb stuff. That's an issue too. Like I would go in and there'd be like 7 or 8 cultists. I just wipe the floor with them. And then other times I'm walking along and I'm getting shot at and I don't even know where. Sometimes the vampires, they're easy. And other times they just whoop my ass. I don't know. The AI is kind of dumb. So, with everything being said, I'm going to score this game. This will be the first time I'm scoring a AAA title, and it's an exclusive. And if you look at my past reviews, I'll play just about anything. I've played mobile games. I've played some Switch games. It doesn't matter. I'm a gamer. Doesn't matter the platform. I'll game. So, with everything I have said, there is issues with this game. Is it a great game? Not yet. It could be. Is it an awful game? No. It's not an awful game. It's not an awful game at all. I see what Arcane was going for, and it's a blast to play. Pick up the controller and form your own opinion. So with everything being said, I was going to go with a 7.5. But you know what? I'm having too much fun with this. Really, this is one of the first games I've played in a while where I'm not falling asleep at night. So I'm going to give this a good solid 8. That's right. I'm giving it a solid 8. The Disgruntled Gamer gave it an 8. You damn right I did. And you know what? I had fun with it. There's a few issues with it. Yeah, there is, but it's fun. Play with your friends. It's fun. I'll be looking forward to some more story content, hopefully. But the patch for the 60 FPS, it has to come sometime. It has to. And we'll just see what happens. Sometimes these games can, come around and make people come around to it's actually a good game. So yeah, pick up the controller, form your own opinion. I cannot stress that enough. All these reviews, all these content creators, it's all their opinions. That's all it is. Just like mine. It's just an opinion, and it's mine. You don't like it? I don't care. I really don't. So yeah, that's it. Hey, that's it. This is short. That's it. Get out of here. Go do something. Go play Redfall. Slay some vampires. I don't know. Drink some beer too.